Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank all of you as we also usher down the Managing Director of BOI and the rest of the team here. Thank you very much. Let me also appreciate the fact that to my left here we have the beneficiaries who are all queued here, and we need to also appreciate Nigeria for appreciating them. We thank you very much. Thank you very much. And so at this point we shall be closing formally. I invite the Brigade of Guards to give us the national anthem. We have refreshments in the room just behind.
Thank you very much. For over 2 hours now, you have been watching the events happening at the Presidential Villa Banquet Hall, where President Goodluck Jonathan launched Industrial Revolution. Now, what that means, what the President has said here today is that you have to live wherever you are better than you found it. In no distant time, we'll be driving cars manufactured in Nigeria. We'll be wearing suits made in Nigeria. We'll be buying cameras, microphones made in Nigeria. We'll be doing everything on our own here. We have the raw materials, we have the manpower. It will no longer be talk. This is the time to begin to act. That is the situation here, and we will be watching how the federal government will translate what has happened in the presidential villa here in the 744 local governments and the 36 states of the federation. Of course, you heard the way the president summarized his speech. That is the way it is going to be here today, as we hand you back to our parent studios in Lagos for a continuation of our normal programming. I am Chukwuma Onekusi signing off on behalf of my colleagues and wishing you a very pleasant day.
A very good day to you. Welcome to News Track. I am Olumide Macaulay, and here are the stories we're tracking for this hour. Micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises is pivotal to national development to drive employment around the world, and Nigeria cannot afford to be left behind. These are the words of President Goodluck Jonathan at the combined launch of the Nigerian Industrial Development Plan and National Enterprise Development Program at the banquet hall of the Presidential Villa in Abuja. The President also advised Nigerians to support the policy initiative to help grow the nation's economy.
On those dates, the Attorney General, all of them are with. Yeah, the organizers of this show. Haven't seen what they have outside. I'm sure they will now go inside the banquet hall.
Meanwhile, the Bank of Industry, the MD of the Bank of Industry, Ms. Evelyn Okuta, has been explaining the industrialization drive of the present administration. Speaking at the Presidential Villa in Abuja, she said a lot has been achieved in empowering entrepreneurs and ensuring that the country meets the industrialization targets of President Goodluck Jonathan.
This program is about displaying of what has been done already, or are we talking about revolutionizing industry in Nigeria?
It is what has been done by him since he came into office and what he's going to do, how he's going to do it, how he's going to integrate the entire society for it to be inclusive, because NEDEP, what we're talking about in NEDEP is the inclusion of the bottom of the pyramid. It is generally known that in society there's those that have and those that don't have, which is what that the middle class is not wide enough. And this president has decided that he's going to concentrate and ensure that there's an inclusiveness in his own evolution, in his own revolution. So we're talking about both. We're talking about exploiting and letting it be visible to the average Nigerian who up until now does not appear to have hope in the system, that he's doing a lot to actually ensure that there's a revolution in industry in Nigeria.
So what role is your bank going to play in this whole revolution?
It is not just what role we're going to play, what role have we been playing and what role are we playing and what role are we going to play in the future. When we started in terms of a paradigm shift, we said actually industrialization that affects the Nigerian people. But the president now took it to a different level. Industrialization that includes everyone. Because in the past, there are some people who cannot have access to funds. The president has already made available to the Bank of Industry a portion of those funds. So it is not just the average Nigerian in the middle class we're looking at now. We're looking at women, we're looking at the vulnerable in society, we're looking at youth. You will see during the display, even the handicapped people are getting involved in industry, in production. We're looking at entertainment. You can see one of the foremost artists here who are changing the space for Nigeria. So it is all of what the president has been doing, which remains unsung, that we're actually showing Nigerians to come and participate. Because it is one thing for the Bank of Industry to be given these funds. It is another for the average Nigerian to see what his neighbor is doing, how he's changing his own life, how he's changing the life of the vulnerable. We call them the bottom of the pyramid. Those people who 10,000 naira make a lot of difference to, who can employ 1-2 people, those people who ordinarily would not have their children go to school because they're waiting for handouts. Now they're going to be actual responsible and respected citizens in our society. We want the whole world to see what we're doing.
What actually qualifies one to get financed by your bank? So that
the first thing is a desire to work. If you want to work, if you want to transform, it is not enough to sit back and say, I want to do this thing. You have to need it. You have to want it. You have to want to make a change to your life. When you want it, then we actually give you the capacity, because not a lot of people have the capacity to be an entrepreneur. So we also train. We have Smedham here who is training them in terms of skills acquisition. After training, the bank will be able to sift through those who want to. And then it's your desire. If that desire is strong,